Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 19, 4.19, infinite loop or indefinite loop. As I explained to you already, whenever we are designing a test expression or test condition, it should be designed in such a fashion. Initially it should be true and eventually it should become false. Whenever it test condition becomes false, the loop is terminated. That is a simple principle one should follow. But because of lack of knowledge or inadvertence of the programmer, sometimes infinite loops are created. Because the test condition never becomes false. Never becomes false. In such case, infinite loop is created. In order to stop that, we have to press Control plus C. Control command and C together we have to use. Then we can stop it. In some cases, infinite loops are created voluntarily. Programmer creates voluntarily. In which cases, we do not know how many iterations are required. One example I gave you. Two examples. First example is, you have to pour 10 liters of milk. Beforehand, 10 iterations you have to make when you are pouring the milk with 1 liter mug. Okay. Other example, whatever I have given is reciting a poem. Now you want to memorize it. So you recite it. How many iterations are required? How many recitals are required beforehand? You cannot know. Only after completion of the task, you can come to know how many recitals you made, how many iterations you made. So, in such cases, beforehand, if you do not know how many iterations are required, we have to create, explicitly we create an infinite loop, and within the body of the loop, one condition we write, whenever task is achieved, break. Regarding break statement, a little later in this chapter only I explain, whenever your task is achieved, break condition is applicable, then that loop is terminated. Okay. Now, what is infinite loop? How it is created with an example? I'll tell you. Here, if you write this program on your own, you may feel everything correctly and it works properly. But because of the some internal fact, it creates an infinite loop. For this purpose, already explained to you in the first chapter. However, you know that now byte is one of the uh, data type of integer type. What is its range? Minus 128, minus 127, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 127. This is the range. Okay. Now, you want to print numbers from plus 1 to plus 127. Obviously, how you write? While C is equal to C, let us say C starts from 1. C is equal to 1. C is less than or equal to 127. Okay, nothing wrong in the prima facie. If you see 1 to 127 you want to write, there is nothing wrong. So, here to print this thing SOP you are writing, the C you are writing, and C++ you are using. Okay, this is also correct. Look correct. So, when you apply this, what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 127 are printed. Okay. Thereafter, now it prints 127. Then what happens? It becomes 128. 128. Actually, 128, which type? Signed. All data types are signed. That means plus and minus are valid for them. So, here a boundary is there, it cannot cross. So, it comes, the control can come here because 128 is there, 128 value is there, it may be plus or minus. Plus side, there is a boundary, it cannot cross. But it comes to the minus side, here 120 is valid. That's why it start printing like this. Again, same process is continued. That's why infinite loop is created. This is the thing. You may feel you are correct, but because of the internal factor, this happens. And by this simple program, you can understand many points here. This is the real spirit of OCJP examination. You can have an opportunity to understand these points practically. In such case, what you have to do, then you have to apply control and C, then you can stop the loop. Okay, that point you have to understand and proceed.